The Pew's Reviews, firearms and more. Chase just called. He's on the way with his gun.
So what you got there?
This right here is a Ruger Mark IV. This is back in the 30s or 40s, I can't remember when, but when the Ruger company was first starting, he had to come up with a design that would be good enough to get someone to invest in the company. And Sturm invested in the company once he saw what this gun was based off of, the Ruger Standard. And the Ruger Standard was based off of the funny ideas that other people had in different countries when it came to coming up with the first semi-automatic pistols. In America, we favored slide-operated pistols, like in 1911, because of John Moses Browning. The design worked good, so that's what we used. In other countries, they came up with different things because they didn't have the slide-operated pistol. They were coming up with new ideas themselves. So, similar to a Japanese Nambo or a German Luger, it's a bolt-operated pistol, like a rifle, or more like a rifle than what we would consider like a pistol.
Cool. Now how does it come apart? You showed me a while ago. It's real easy to disassemble.
So the original Ruger Marks, they were notoriously hard to disassemble. They had bolts and screws and all kinds of whatnots to take apart. But these, not very hard at all. They have a disassembly pin with a button. You can take the handle off and then pull the bolt out.
Wow.
Fully disassembled firearm in seconds. Easy to clean, easy to maintain. Now mine in particular has the, gotta get it to line up just right. There you go, Bobby. It's on there now. Mine's the Target model 2245, so it's got the 1911 style grip. A normal Mark would have a bit of a steeper angle, and it would be made of metal, like aluminum, I believe. Back in the day, they would have been made of steel. But
kind of German looking with the rounded ends, was it, or was it?
Yep. The magazine release, instead of being right here, it would be like on the bottom. You'd pinch the bottom and pull the magazine out, the really old ones. But the this also has a bull barrel. A normal Ruger Mark would have the little thin barrel, but I thought it looked silly, so I opted for this one. You can also get them all tricked out with drilled bored holes to make it lighter, and compensators on the end, and threaded barrels and all that hoo-ha, but that sounds like a lot of work to me. But to my understanding, all Ruger Marks are tapped for sights. You can take the iron sights off, put a Picatinny rail, and put a sight on top, and then mine's not, but a lot of them are tapped down here for like a flashlight or a laser or whatnot. I like owning guns that have a lot of aftermarket support, I guess is what you'd call it. Like an AR-15, you can buy all kinds of bits and pieces for it. You can buy all kinds of attachments, all kinds of different barrels, all kinds of different handles, all kinds of different lowers, uppers, all that stuff. This is similar. If you type in Ruger Mark IV on Amazon or on any gun website like Midway, you can find all kinds of parts for these. You can find all kinds of upgrades or whatnots. There's people running around that have them big old sights on top with ring pullers and all kinds of fancy stuff on there. So when I see that, I like knowing that there's aftermarket support for a gun, because if there's something you don't like, you can change it. Also, I got a sweet deal on it. These are pretty expensive for like a 22. Not expensive for pistols, but most people, when you think 22, you're thinking real cheap, and these are not real cheap. But thankfully, Academy here in Georgia price matches, so
find a good deal and you can get a good price, right?
That's right.
You're gonna load this thing up. Clips a little different looking.
Only holds 10 rounds. The follower on it is huge. I'm sure you could probably buy a different follower and they'd hold 11 or 12 maybe, but a little different than any other magazine. It's got a little nub you sink your thumb on and you can pull it down, and that depresses the spring, and then it's got guides. You just drop the shells in, and you,
oh wow,
you pull the,
ain't no resistance.
Pull the magazine further down. They make, of course, they make like speed loaders for these and stuff to make it easier, but here in the Pew family, we're cheap, so I don't have one.
No point in it. We like it rough and tough, don't we?
Yeah, for a $400 gun, I didn't have $20 to spend on a speed loader. But 10 rounds. Like I said, the follower is pretty big, so I assume you could probably buy a metal follower and it hold 1 or 2 more. And then the interesting thing, when you would think, since it's a 1911 grip, the magazine would go in at a 1911 angle, but you would be wrong. It goes in at a wild angle, so probably wouldn't be good slamming a magazine in on the fly.
Now we're gonna see.
Hold it. There you go. Oh.
I lost the bullet.
Well,
I think I hit the red.
blasting. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching, man.
Ruger
Chases.
Mark IV.
Ruger Mark IV, 22 caliber. And so many firearm companies, the 22 is what they started with, and that's what sustained them for years and still is very popular. From Ruger, Henry, many of them.